Good morning, humans of today. It's your one and only favorite Giraffe Man. Now, I sound awful, and that is because I am sick. I've been sick for the last week, I swear to God, but I'm getting better. I should be perfectly healthy in probably 1 or 2 more days, But I need to make this video, and I needed to make it now as soon as possible because it is the 31st, and I am leaving the 10th. Now, what does that mean? Well, hold on. Before I get into that, I would just like to say thank you to everybody, to everyone that has participated in this channel. I am at 120 subscribers, and that is not a lot, actually, in perspective of the YouTube career. But to me, that's amazing. That's a lot. That's incredible, and I am so grateful to be able to provide joy to 120 people, because I'm making my videos for my own entertainment, obviously, and I have fun making the videos and commentating in the videos and playing the games, but I also find a lot of enjoyment in getting to be and being able to share that with you guys. Like, I love validation, if you know what I mean, and that might sound a little selfish. Ooh, he only likes it because he's getting attention. I do like it because I'm getting attention, but I also like it because it's rewarding attention, if that makes sense. I really appreciate you guys, and it does have an impact on me. I haven't really gotten many negative feedback. Not that I shouldn't have any. I do feel like there are things that I could be way better at, but the point is, all the feedback that I've gotten is positive and in good light, and it just makes me happy, and I'm glad that you guys enjoy me, and I enjoy you guys, so this is my thank you for that. Now back to the mysterious I'm leaving on the 10th. What does that mean? Well, I've mentioned in live streams a couple of times, not formally, not officially, but I've mentioned that I'm going to be moving. I am leaving, as of what I know right now, on the 10th of June. Now, that might change. It is not set in stone, but it is very likely. That is my goal, and that is my plan. So where am I moving to exactly? I'm glad you asked. I am moving to Florida. And right now I live in Utah, and so that may seem like a really difficult move. You know, it's a long distance, you got a lot of stuff to pack, a lot of things to travel, you know, it's a whole ordeal. But it gets worse, or in my perspective, a little better. I don't have a car. I don't have a car or a license. I can't operate a vehicle. I'm not allowed. It would be illegal to do so, and I wouldn't have the foggiest idea on how to do it in the first place. I've really not had any experience driving a car, and that sounds pretty embarrassing given that I'm a 20-year-old man, but it's the truth. It's the truth. I don't know how to drive a car, and I don't have a license to do it. So my alternative is either train, airplane, or biking. Biking, you say? Well, how the hell are you gonna bike all your shit over there? I'm not. I'm not gonna be biking all my shit over there. In fact, I'm going to be throwing away most of my shit. All of it, almost all of it, is going goodbye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. See you later. I don't want you anymore. You're gonna take up too much space. You're too heavy. See you later. I won't own it anymore. But I'm not going to be throwing away everything. There are things that I'm going to take with me. Obviously, I'm going to be bringing a tent and water and things, essential things like that. Some important things, clothes, obviously. A few important things, not a lot. I'm going to see if I can convince my dad to let me store a little bit of stuff in a little box in his garage, just until I get myself situated in Florida and I can ship it out. But you know, the point is, most of my stuff's going. I'm bringing a little bit of my stuff. Hold on. Clearing my throat.
6 hours later.
I don't remember what I just said because I cleared my throat and coughed a whole bunch. But the point is, I'm going to be taking a little bit of my stuff. Now, how I am going to be doing that, well, I have a bike, obviously, and to make things easier, I am going to convert my bike into a semi-electric bike. I don't know if you guys have heard of the Switch bike, but that is the company that I am using. Not sponsored. I wouldn't mind being sponsored. This is, not gonna lie, it just came to me. This would be a great thing to sponsor if a bike company or an electric bike company wanted to sponsor something. This is a good thing to sponsor in my opinion. I'm just throwing out ideas, I'm not asking. The point is, I have a Switch kit, and that is what I'm going to be using to convert my bike into a semi-electric bike. And what that's going to do is it's going to help me pedal, because I am going to be carrying a bunch of weight. And the first part of our journey is going to be right through the Rocky Mountains, and that is going to be hell without some aid. Especially since that luggage that I mentioned that I'm going to be carrying, the stuff, a lot of it's going to be in a trailer, and that's going to be a lot of weight. And you also might ask, how am I going to be charging my bike? Because it's an e-bike. Well, since it is only a conversion kit and not a full e-bike, it's less powerful and therefore requiring less power, so the batteries are smaller, and so charging it costs less, and so I can fit a portable solar generator into the bike trailer to help with that. That'll also help with charging my phone and like earbuds, any technology that I bring. I'll get more into that a little bit here. And then there's, because it's a trailer, I've got room for food and clothes and water and tent and, the essentials like that. I've got turn signals and a flashlight and mirrors on the side of the handlebars. It's fully decked out and everything, so I want to be as safe as possible. Obviously, this trip is not the safest possible trip. This is a very dangerous trip, especially doing it alone, which I am doing. So, if you're interested in more details about this, say if you want to do something like this on your own, or if you're curious as to what I'm using and then all that stuff, I'll probably make another video going into detail about, I'll just do a whole tour of my bike maybe at some point. But for right now, that's really all I need to explain. You get the gist of it. Decked out bike, a lot of my gears on a trailer, converted into an electric bike, yada yada. As far as feeding myself and showering and washing clothes and water and that sort of stuff, the hygiene and the diet and all that stuff, I'm gonna kind of have to work out along the way. I'm thinking getting gym memberships, for showers. Maybe I'll have biking clothes that I could wear for a week straight before I have to wash it, and then a set of clean clothes to wear, when I'm going public places. And then I'll wash them at a laundromat or something, or I don't know, rivers that I find. I could bring soap along with me and just, good old-fashioned primitive washing, if you know what I mean. That could work for showering too. I'm not always going to be in civilization. If I'm going through the Rocky Mountains, there's not really going to be civilization around, but there's options. And if you guys have any ideas, feel free to put them in the comments and let me know. I would greatly appreciate any ideas that you guys have, any advice, any tips, any of that stuff. I would absolutely appreciate it. So how am I getting to Florida exactly? Well, it's not going to be a straight path to Florida, because I was thinking, this is a good opportunity to visit places that I want to visit. I've always wanted to visit the Great Lakes. That's a bit out of the way, but it's something I want to do, and so that is part of the route. That's really the only thing that I have planned the route for, is Utah to the Great Lakes, somewhere in Michigan, I don't know. So maybe not in Michigan, maybe more north or something, but around the Great Lakes, because that's where I want to visit them so bad. And then from there, I'll work my way back down to Florida. That's not to say, however, that there aren't things along the way that I'll also want to stop and see. It's just not in the rough plan right now. There are some goals that I have. Once I get to Florida, I really want to live on a boat. Okay, and that's going to be expensive and difficult. It's going to be a lot of work to do, and especially since I want to live on a personal yacht or a large sailboat type deal, not a houseboat. I want to actually control the vehicle that I'm in. And to do that, I am probably going to need a lot of training. I'm going to be needing to work with people on a boat. I'm going to need to be part of a crew for many years. All sorts of things, and I think a great way to start that is to go into a trade school for things related to that kind of deal. And then I can go and look for, job openings that on a boat or working with boats or something around that involve the skills that I'll learn at a trade school. And so that's the plan that I want to do when I get to Florida. After I settle down, maybe get a small part-time job at like a restaurant or something. I've worked in restaurants my whole life, and then once I get into a trade school, you know the rest. Why I want to live in Florida is also a good question. I have been wanting to live in Florida for a long time, since early high school. The original spark of inspiration for why I wanted to live in Florida is gone. I have no idea why I wanted to live in Florida at the time. It just popped into my head one day that that's what I wanted to do. However, ever since then, I have had increasing amounts of reasons to do that, to live in Florida. I'm huge with animals, especially marine biology, but all of them. And Florida, although most animals are invasive, well, I don't know about most, but a lot of animals in Florida are invasive. They're still awesome. They're still fucking amazing, and I would love to go and see them. And researching them, even though it's not on my direct goal path of what I want to do in my life, it would still be fun. I could still do that. Oh my god, voice cracking all over. I could still do that as like a hobby or a secondary class or something in a school, I really want to, I love animals and I really want to be around them. Other reasons include, I know people that are in Florida right now or will be in Florida. I also fucking hate being cold, and don't you dare tell me, oh, you could just put more layers on when you're cold, but you can't take more layers. That is a shitty reason. I hate that reason. I will die on that hill. That's a bad reason to prefer cold over hot. You can put more layers on when you're cold, but you're still uncomfortable. You're still miserable. You're still wet. I dare say you're still cold, and maybe I'm just fucking skin and bones and I don't have a good regulator of heat in my own body, but I hate that reason because I'm still uncomfortable. I am still uncomfortable. I would rather be in the heat. I haven't really experienced humid heat yet, and I'm sure I'm gonna hate that too, but I'm also sure I'm gonna hate it a little bit less than being fucking cold and wet. And maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. Whatever, I'm passionate about that reason. So yeah, there's another reason. I don't really like the cold weather. And also, speaking of weather, hurricanes are fucking badass. Yeah, I wanna be there. I wanna see a hurricane. And a lot of people might think, oh, that's crazy. Why the hell would you want to see a hurricane? It's fucking badass, that's why. I may be crazy. I may actually be insane. I mean, look at what I'm doing and why. I wouldn't blame you if you called me insane. But this is what I'm doing and this is why. So, there's that. Now that we have all that out of the way, I would like to tell you guys what that means for my YouTube channel. No, my YouTube channel is not going anywhere. It is going to be just the same as always. It may maybe not be the same content. I did pre-record a game for this trip that I can edit videos for. It's a pretty long game. It's a pretty fun game. I haven't beat it yet, but I don't know if I'm going to be honest. But I have a lot of hours of recording to edit for you guys to post during this trip, so that I'm not, I can spend my time actually doing the trip and not playing video games. So there's that. I will also love to post update videos and shorts and things like that about my journey. Like if I see something really cool, I can be like, oh, I'm gonna check this out and here's a video of my experience, Or if I see some pretty flowers or cute animals or something, I could take a little clip of it and put it on YouTube Shorts or something. Just give you guys an update about where I am, what I'm doing, how it's going, and that kind of thing. For live streams, I would like to keep doing live streams. Definitely, probably, most likely not every week, maybe every month, I don't know. But it's also not really, like, I don't know if I can, you know, I don't know how I could or if I can. There's gonna be places that don't have service, and then there's gonna be days where, you know, I'm not up for it, you know. I would like to, but I don't know if I can, I'll just say that. And even posting videos, I don't know how frequently I can edit, how often I can get things done, when I can pull my phone out and everything. I don't know. Also, going back to the technology that I'm going to be bringing and charging, I would like to bring my laptop for that reason, for keeping my channel alive. I think that my computer is going to be incredibly resourceful, and even if I don't do my YouTube channel, it's just a good thing to have. So I am bringing that with me. Uh-oh, red alert's going off. That's a very expensive thing. What are you going to do if somebody steals it? Well, I am going to make sure that they don't steal it. I have on my trailer 2 bike locks, and I'm probably going to be purchasing another one, and a whole bunch of straps to strap the trailer down. And in the trailer will be a Tupperware bin. And so it's going to be in a Tupperware bin, lid closed, strapped down, and then locked. And then my bike will also always be locked, and it will probably always be with me unless I'm going into a grocery store or something of that like. That is not to say that the risk of theft isn't still present, because it really, really will be. That is one of my biggest worries, is theft. But I'm going to be trying my very hardest to prevent any of that from happening. Something else to bring up about this trip. I have started a GoFundMe. Now, hear me out. I do have money for this trip. I'm not going to be going on this blindly and just spreading my wings and taking flight without any experience. I'm not going to be doing that. I have money for this trip. I have a couple thousand. I think that it is enough to get me by and to complete the trip. This is going to be a trip that I have to prepare myself for. It's going to be difficult and horrible, and you know. I mean, if you don't know, you don't. But if you do know, you know. I don't know yet because I have not done it, which is why I did set up a GoFundMe. There is 2 things I would like to mention about this GoFundMe, though. One of them is, this GoFundMe is there to keep me comfortable. All right, to keep me less stressed about if I'm going to run out of money. It is there to make sure that I am fed, to make sure that I am clean, to make sure that I can have shelter if I need it. It's an emergency fund almost, right? And also about this, I am not just going to be going, hey, I'm greedy and I want money, give it all to me. The money that I get from this GoFundMe will exclusively be for my trip. It will not be for fun activities, outside of that. And to make sure that I keep my word on that, all the money that I don't end up spending on this trip after my trip is complete will be donated to charities. That could mean I'm funding somebody else on GoFundMe. That could mean I donate to things like St. Jude, for example, or the Trevor Project, for another example. Whatever it is, it will be donated for a good cause, and I will do my due diligence to research which charities are the best to donate to. If you would like to check out that GoFundMe, I have a link in the description, and I also have added it to my channel. So if you're on my YouTube channel and you go to the links, you can find it there as well. Something else that you guys might are questioning right now that has nothing to do with any of the rest of the stuff I've been talking about is the Pride merch. I have not had time to make any new merch at all for Pride Month. I will release or re-release the Pride merch that I had last year, and I would like to donate the money that I earned from that as well to the Trevor Project or any other LGBTQ charities that you guys recommend. Unfortunately, this Pride Month will not be a priority for me. This is a side thing. I'm really focusing on this move and all the things that I need to do to keep that in motion. But yes, I will re-release the Pride merch that I had last year. It's all awesome. It's all amazing. And you know what? Fuck it. I'll lower the price just for that. So that's what's going on with that. Another thing that I'd like to mention is why I've been gone for so long, right? It wasn't just this move that has been keeping me from posting for so long. It's not just me being sick that has prevented me from posting this long. I've only been sick for about a week. And that doesn't explain the other 2 weeks before that I haven't been posting anything. Those 2 weeks, I was stranded in a hostile desert for 18 days. That's why I haven't been posting anything then. I guess I wasn't literally stranded. There was a way to get out, and I had people around me. I'll stop stressing you guys out. I was at the Grand Canyon. I did a Grand Canyon river trip with some family and some strangers that ended up being friends, but that's what I did. And I have a bunch of pictures, and here they are. I'll show you a montage of all the pictures that I've got with some pretty music in the background, and if you'd like to skip it, here's the timestamp. If you'd like to watch, go right ahead. I think it's pretty damn cool. Very beautiful, very amazing. Here you go. Got it all displayed and everything. is pretty dang cool. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, alright, humans of today, that is all. Once again, if you'd like to support my journey, I have the GoFundMe in the description, and I also have it linked on my channel. Other ways to support me is the merch store. Like I said, I have the Pride merch from last year re-released on it, as well as my other merch, a normal merch, is there as well. So go check that out. I think it's got some really good stuff on it. And yeah, that's another way to support me. And you get a cool thing out of it too, so I mean, might as well. I mean, why wouldn't you? I would. That's a great deal. And then also, I have a Discord channel, so if you'd like to go in there, I do post all of my videos and lives on there. I'll ping you guys, ping whoever wants to be pinged, and sometimes I post exclusives, and I will respond to the things you say, and I don't know, I think it's just a really fun place to be. But that's it, yeah. Thank you guys for watching, thank you guys for bearing with me on this update, and I am excited for the future. I love you guys. Alright? I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night.